Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Bengals going up against the Packers. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. Here come the Bengals now to take over. Their seventh-year quarterback from TCU bringing him onto the field. That's the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They go play action here on first down. Finding some room at midfield. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The numbers for Green a week ago: 4 catches, 61 yards.
And that touchdown was his first of the year, and you know he's eager to get more of those.
Unfortunately, Packers fans, they saw a lot of completions like that last year when they were number 31 in the league in passing defense. Now, I know injuries had something to do with that, but that's a ship they're looking to right.
They have to, because what they do so well on offense, in some ways they're wasting by allowing what they're allowing on defense. So now you change things up. Do you play a little more zone where in the past you might have played man-to-man? Do you back off of some of the schemes that you played before and emphasize something new? Bottom line, though, they've got to cover tighter and knock away a few of those passes downfield.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
It's second down. Dalton looking. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Dalton to his big target Eifert for the Cincinnati first.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. First and 10 for Dalton. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. This will be caught inside the 10. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing it.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. This will be caught at about the 6. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
All right, we're talking new football here. We're talking new models, new paradigms, new ways of looking at things. They score, line up for the PAT, fake it, and go up 8-0. I'm kind of at a loss here because if I'm going to go for 2, I'm going to ask him to put the ball in the 2-yard line and put my offense out.
Exactly. Opening drive of the game, faking it is bold enough from the 15. That's quite another thing.
I know a lot of people fall back on analytics, but still, I think that person would tell you, put your offense in and go from the 2, not from the 15.
Still got it, though.
Yes, they did. Give them credit.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They'll begin here with Bernard. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back on that counter play? That's what you need for a good
counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
You think about the great tandems that we've had this decade in the NFL. Think about Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Big Ben, Antonio Brown, Brady, and Gronk. But look, Andy Dalton and A.J. Green, they have to rank in there, don't they?
Yeah, and
A.J. Green in the first round, Andy Dalton in the second round. And what they've meant to the Cincinnati Bengals franchise has been everything, a lot of playoff appearances.
And now a first down following that long gain. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Voids the target, and he has it over the middle. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Second down, here's an option right. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Passing, it's Dalton. And he is out of bounds, but not before taking this down to the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A.J. Green last year a career low in yardage of his 6 NFL seasons. It was the first one he didn't post 1,000 yards.
I was there against Buffalo when he pulled a hamstring early in the game and missed the rest of the season. So that's why the numbers were down. A healthy A.J. Green.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Kenny Clark in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, that was point-counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Second and goal to go now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 8-0 our score. We're back to Lambeau in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Dalton here from the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. 4th down, Marvin Lewis sends on the field goal. And Bullock will put this one through. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Johnson in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
A reminder coming up in the Sunday night game, matchup you don't see very often, a rematch of Super Bowl 18. The Raiders traveling to Washington. And then tomorrow on Monday night, we'll see the Cowboys heading to the desert to take on the Cardinals.
Former NFC East rivals.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Defense offsides here. Freebie for Dalton. And some now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Offside, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where's secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Touchdown, Bengals. Jeremy Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are in for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And he puts it through. It's a 10-8 game now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a Jeremy Hill touchdown run. Look out now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, good footwork on the spin. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him. But he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule. where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It's always a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not there for him.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Eluding the pressure right. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the 1st down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They start the drive on the ground with Hill. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. They'll get 6 on the play, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Here's Dalton. They set up the screen to Hill. Room to run inside the 40. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. And that one results in 35 yards.
The best passing attacks in the NFL often incorporate the guys out of the backfield catching the football. And that's what we just got on that play. As a primary receiver, not always just a check down, not always a safety valve. Sometimes they just get it to them right away because they have the matchup advantage.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. He completes it to Boyd. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. From the gun, Dalton. And he's got it. And he's brought down. Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. They come out here in the eye. They'll run it with Hill. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Jeremy Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
He's got it, and that'll make the score 17-8. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a Jeremy Hill touchdown run. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Rodgers in control as he hurries his guys to the line. Here's Rodgers to throw. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards. Draw play. Rodgers to Montgomery. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Rodgers in control as he hurries his guys to the line. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
He's going to air one out. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it, and he's got Bennett. Touchdown, Packers. Martellus Bennett as the first half is winding down. And the Packers are back within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And he gets it to go to cut the deficit now to 2, 17-15. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Crosby on now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Jeremy Hill now gearing up to go again as he marches back onto the field. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
They begin the drive with Hill. Skirts by him at the 35. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Packers haven't played their best football and trail because of it. The Bengals have come in and looked good as the road team, and will just keep trying to play hard and maintain the lead going forward. Here we go. Let's do this. Here's your first half highlights. Bengals starting on their opening drive. Adams got a sack and forced fumble here. Packers end up picking up the ball and scoring. The Packers go up by 8. We go to the second. Under pressure here, and the ball is picked off. Cousins happy to come away with the pick, ending the drive. Offense out now following the INT. Hill's going to stay between the tackles, and this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. They would go ahead by 2. Bengals with the ball midway through the second. Hill's wide open, able to make the grab, and he'll end up at the 20-yard line before being tackled. Sticking with the same drive, Hill's able to get away with the stiff arm, and he'll go for a score. Packers have it on 2nd and 5. That takes the lead up to 9. Rodgers looks long here to Cobb, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 33-yard line. Packers now later on the drive, and he's gone as he sprints to the end zone.
All right, LR, thank you, my man. Still anyone's contest, just a 2-point game as we get set for the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Michael Johnson in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 60 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. The reception, good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Sometimes, occasionally, Randall Cobb somewhat gets taken for granted about his abilities with Green Bay, doesn't he?
Well, the numbers last year, solid but not amazing. Just over 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. But he complements everybody else, doesn't he?
He really does, and his versatility is so big for them because he can actually run back to the backfield and be a running back as well as a slot receiver and someone who moves outside.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. And on the return, here comes Adam Jones. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now Dalton caught Eifert over the middle. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall. And I think Eifert may be in some pain. Staying down following that play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Dalton, 1st and 10. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Green. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
This will be Dalton again. Room here to run. And now running right through it. And he slides to avoid the hit. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals are in for 6.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
So they're going to go for 2. And before they can get the play off, here's a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball. That's their first of this second half. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. So Dalton now feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for some. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Michael Johnson able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Illegal forward pass, offense.
So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Now Rodgers. And he's going to go down for a 4th time today, and this time the result is a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a 1-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
Here's A.J. Green as he gets set to go again on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards. 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Devon House. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. Throwing, Hundley. Got it complete to Rodgers. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. The play clock's running down. And with the play clock about to expire, Mike McCarthy's going to take a timeout. That's going to leave him with just one remaining here in this 4th quarter. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Montgomery. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Rodgers. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Geno Atkins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Rodgers hands to Montgomery, and he'll take this one up close to about the 45. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jordy Nelson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Boy, sort of an interesting approach. I thought definitely they were going to go for 2, just line up to get that 3-point cushion. Instead, they go the fake route, the fake PAT, but it worked.
I can't believe they actually fell for it, because when they scored to go up 1, you had to think to yourself, they want to get it to a 3-point margin, right, to make sure a field goal doesn't beat them. Instead, you're standing around. I would go ahead and say, kick it. Go up by 2. We'll be fine with that. And guard against the fake. The fake got him. What a shocker.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another fourth-quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium, because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Back to throw. And over the middle, it's LaFell. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. He's back to throw. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And Dalton hands to Hill. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. Incomplete. LaFell, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get, because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Back to throw. And he's got some space here. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. That one goes for 24 yards. First down now, but the clock continues to move. They'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Brandon LaFell, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Here's Dalton. This is caught. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back at the 1-yard line. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. So now Dalton, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Well, no doubt an electrifying finish to have it down inside the 10-yard line. That final shot, though, they couldn't get it in the end zone, and that's all she wrote.
And they had the final shot. The last snap taken that close to the end zone. They don't get it in, so they'll regret that. But flip it over, making a stand in that portion of the field, congratulations to them.
So for the Packers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.